All right, TSL, let's get it. Welcome back to another edition of the Sales Life. And the Sales Life is just not for those in the sales profession. It is for those who are building the life skills of selling. I hope you guys had a wonderful, powerful weekend, got some rest. Dude, I got plenty of rest. This past weekend, just really laid up on the couch. It was raining, it was cold, so didn't do much at all. So this weekend, man, I ran across or was listening to Hala Taha's podcast, Young and Profiting. And her podcast is a great podcast. And she recently had a world-class negotiator and law professor at Columbia School, Alexandra Carter. And Alexandra wrote the book, Ask for More, 10 negotiation questions to negotiate, 10 questions to negotiate anything. And, you know, when I see the word negotiation, I'm all for it, man. I'm live and in charge. I'm ready to roll with it. And so she teaches her students 3 powerful words. And the 3 powerful words that she teaches them is land the plane. Land the plane. And oftentimes what happens when you make a point or when you ask a question, make an offer, you don't land the plane. So what you end up doing is you keep flying. What I call in the business where we sell it and then we buy it right back. Because what we do is we feel the silence. We're terrified of the silence. And so because the silence feels so heavy, what we'll do is we'll make a statement, we'll make a point, but then we'll fill in the silence, the gaps, with more words. And you dilute your initial offer and make counter offers. You end up bidding against yourself. You make counter offers. And many times accept what you didn't have to accept, which is a lower amount. And you walk away from those kind of situations and you wonder, well, what could I have gotten? And you don't like what you got, but you made the offer. I know many times, and I was sitting here listening to this about landing the plane. I know many times what will happen when I'm on a 0-11 streak. Obviously, my confidence is not there because I keep losing. I'm tired of being rejected. So many times what I tend to do is I'll fill the words. I'm not confident. So I'll make an offer. I'll make the point. But then what I'll do is I'll counter offer my initial offer and water it down. And you tend to bring up objections and concerns, dude, that aren't even there. So a practice that you have to learn. If you want your results to soar in your sales life, learn to land the plane. Because sales is not just a profession, man, it's a life skill. And this is a skill, man, that you need to be able to develop all throughout your sales life. Think about the times, dude, when you're confident, right? So when you're confident, not only do you say it in as few words as possible, but you say it so matter-of-factly that you expect your customer to say yes. You're almost shocked that they don't get on board with the other 100 people that got on board too. And you're like, what? And I don't know what that is, man. It is something that the other parties are drawn to, that they're magnetized to your confidence. When you're able to land the plane, you put it in there, you make the offer, you make the point, and then you can sit back in silence. I know when I first started the podcast, I was so terrified of the silence. So I would say something, but I think many listeners probably miss the point. And they miss the point because I mowed it over. There was no silence. There was no gap. There wasn't enough for someone to absorb. So in your sales life, think about it the same way. When you make a point or an offer and you don't give the other party a chance to say yes, because what you end up doing is you say no for them. You cut your offer. And then you're upset. Well, man, I wish I would have got a better offer. Well, you're the one who offered a lower amount, a lower option. So of course, the other party will agree to the lower option. So you've got to, and I get it, man. Many times we're terrified of the rejection. We hate the rejection. So what we end up doing is, because we fill the gaps, we don't land the plane. We're trying to fill the gaps, and it's easier for us to reject ourselves, isn't it, than to hear rejection from someone else. And that's exactly what we do by not landing the plane. We fill the gap. We tell ourselves no. We pad the rejection. So when, and I know it's coming, I know the customer's going to say yes, no. When they say no, we say, that's all right, man. I already told myself no anyway. Land the plane, man. I don't care how much of a losing streak, how much of a disadvantage you think that you're in. You're not, because silence is your advantage. But you have to think in layers, man, not lumps. And many times what we do is we lump, right? We make a level 10 offer, and then we lump it to level 1. We go in there and say, man, I need a raise, man. I've been here 15 years. Boss, I need a raise. Paraphrasing, of course. Boss, I need a raise. How much you need? I mean, I need at least 25,000, but I can probably get by with, I don't know. I can probably get by with 5. Okay, 5 it is. And that's what we do, because we don't learn to land the plane. But if you think in layers, then you can lay the layer 10 out there. Lay it on there. Then sit in silence. Land the plane. And then remember, dude, you have other layers. You have the other options. And then you can layer the thing down. Don't lump it down from 10 to 1. Silence is your superpower, man. It is. It's your superpower. But let me tell you something. Silence is not just going to come to you. You have to work for it. I'm a naturally silent guy. I'm not a big work the room kind of guy, as you guys know. I'm not. But I'm not silent when it comes to my sales life. And many times we think in order to get results, we have to keep on talking. Many of the results will come to you when you make it emphatically. And this is why you have to, as Carter says, you have to think of landing the plane, of silence. You have to think of that silence as going to the gym. And you have to work at it and work up to it to develop a tolerance to be able to sit in the silence. I'm telling you, dude, it puts the pressure on the other party versus relieving the pressure when you just keep on talking. And many times it gets diluted. It's unclear. And so the natural default when it gets confusing is for the other party to say no. So you've got to have that abundance mentality. Abundant mentality. You got to be abundant about it. And so what you have to be is you have to be abundantly clear. Dude, you got to be abundantly focused and abundantly confident that even if level 10's not agreed to, or 8 or 7 or 6 or 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, if those aren't even agreed to, I have other options. And I may need to land the plane somewhere else. Sometimes, man, what gets the door that's slammed in your face is the world just did you a favor. And you won't realize it for 10 years. But many times you personalize the rejection. And so the next one, you go and you make an offer, but you dilute it when you could have gotten more. So let's rock out with your TSL action item of today, and put your comments in there and below. And I'll be sure to send you a shout out here in just a second. TSL action item of today. Today's podcast is going to be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and also on Amazon Music. And of course, it's live on all the platforms. So if you're watching this on the replay, be sure and hit the hashtag replay with your comments so I can give you a shout out below. So TSL action item of today. Know what you want. Before you walk into any situation, before you make a phone call, I don't care if it's the lady at Target. It doesn't matter. What do you want in this situation? What is the outcome that you want? That's number one. Number two is ask for what you want directly. Be direct about it. No fluff. No, I was thinking, none of that. Direct. Get to the point. Know what you want going into it. Be direct about it. And damn it, land the plane. That's number three. Land the plane. Say it. Know what you want. Say it directly. No fluff words. And number three, land the damn plane and sit in silence. You got options. Make the offer. Let them marinate on offer. And then you can layer it from there. All right? Let's see the comments before I jump off here and go to work. What's up, Nat? Thanks, man, for tuning in to the Sales Life podcast. Listen, remember this. The greatest sale that you'll ever make is the sale you on you, because you're more than enough. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life.